Hey, welcome back to another edition of Ego on Break. I'm your host, Dynamite J. Andrews. Got the Mississippi Madman sitting in the driver's seat. And I guess this is the long awaited because last week's episode did not get loaded. So 2 weeks, but we are back. So in 2 weeks, Mr. Madman, you watching your wrestling?
A lot.
A lot of wrestling, he said. Yeah. Last week, I did not watch very much wrestling. This week, I tried to do better. So it may have been a blessing that the other one didn't make it because I had nothing to talk about. So getting back to what, just kind of recapping what we talked about last week. It was the AEW show Fyter Fest. Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle. Where do you put it?
I'd watch it and I wouldn't watch the pre-show.
Okay, no pre-show. What was so bad about the pre-show?
That damn guy that owns a company wrestling in a crappy hardcore match.
The video guy. Yeah, the video game guy. Yeah, that was pretty bad. Coolest thing about that was just
it ended.
The ending was nice. I like the fact that his finisher was the Mahistral Cradle. Oh my God, he's going for his finisher! So I dug that, and I dug that the opening. He was like, "I'm glad your right leg is feeling better," and he goes, "It shows what you know. It's my left leg." He's like, "Thank you for that information," and kicks him in the left leg. So that was pretty much the highlights of that match.
That whole match was terrible.
Give me one match would make you watch the non-pre-show. What was the best match?
Actually, I'd probably say Cody and Darby Allin.
Yeah. Now, isn't that where they had the triple threat tag match?
Yeah. It's not the match I chose.
I know, but that's what I'm going to choose because that's the only other one I saw. So, all right. So, highlights of the Darby match.
Went to a draw, but I think, and they're even kind of pushing a story where like it got overshadowed by that stupid chair shot.
By Gavin Spears.
Yeah, by him. Whatever.
Yeah.
But they turn around in this pay-per-view. Well, it wasn't pay-per-view. What was it called? Fight for the Fallen.
Yeah.
And they basically had a 6-man match, and Spears, MJF, and what's that other guy's name? I can't. Excuse me, I can't remember it.
And the other guy.
I guess
versus Sammy Guevara was.
Yeah.
That was the other guy.
And versus the hardcore, how they call them, the deathmatch trio, I think it was.
Which would have been Messiah, Darby, and
Joey Janela.
Joey Janela.
And it was decent, and it was a way of putting 6 people out there and basically getting 6 storylines going at one time.
I got you.
So I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah, that's. I mean, sometimes you just need matches to develop a story.
And
so
that's all that was to prolong that story.
Cool.
Because you had MJF working with him, and MJF is Cody's friend, and he split Cody's head.
Yeah.
And I did read that MJF had to pull out of the show because evidently at some point during the match he injured his elbow.
Really?
So yeah.
Not good for old MJF. So okay, Fight for the Fallen. What do you thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle? What is that?
Again, it's just the pre-show, man.
So thumbs up for everything but the pre-show. So
not all the pre-show. Like that tag match, the women's tag was terrible.
Really?
Yes. Well, the one girl got a concussion and literally tagged in the wrong person from the wrong team.
I thought it was good. Like they worked a body part.
Attention to who the hell they were supposed to be tagging in.
Well, I was kind of like watching at it.
Okay.
But like the bits I saw, like they worked a body part.
No,
they worked
the match
the arm.
was decent, but like when she starts tagging the wrong person, I'm like, what the hell's going on? And then they tell you later like she had a concussion, but you didn't know why. You know.
Yeah.
So
overall, I think that match was very solid, especially for a women's match.
That's what
I
lost
tend to
me,
disagree.
Though. I mean, I thought the match itself was fine, but it's when they did that crap, I'm like, what the hell's going on?
It adds to the mystique.
No, like she had a concussion and didn't know where she was.
Well, that's part of it, man. Part of it.
I've been there, done that.
What did
I never tagged in the wrong person.
So you're gonna give it maybe like almost a thumbs up?
I'll watch it. I just wouldn't put it over as great.
Gotcha. Was there any match that just stood out? Like if you only watch one match from Fyter Fest, is there one match?
Yeah, SEMA versus
Kenny Omega.
And then I probably would have to say Young Bucks and Young Bucks versus
The
Rhodes brothers.
The Brotherhood.
That was actually a very good match. I figured who would win one, but I enjoyed it.
Well, I don't know who won, so you can spoil it if you want. If you don't,
Young Bucks.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So was there a turn or anything by the Rhodes, or was it hug it out? Well, you said they were going to put each other over and got interrupted.
Yeah, they get interrupted at the end. They're doing a promo, and some really bad music comes on, and out comes Tony Khan and some other guys with one of those checks that's as big as the front of my car, and they presented it to the Fallen.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
You did the setup of the building look familiar to you?
I know it's an amphitheater. That's all I knew about it.
There was an episode of South Park.
Yeah, the What the F Wrestling.
Yeah, that's where the idea came from. So
yeah. I saw that on Being the Elite.
Yeah, that's where I saw that too. So pretty much caught up on AEW. MLW, I know they had a big show, the Kings of the Coliseum or whatever. Did you watch any of that? Because I have not yet watched it.
I watched both shows. I don't know if there's a third, but the Samoan Werewolf is now the champion.
Cool. Joseph Fatu.
Thank God.
Yeah.
I wasn't a real big fan of the other guy.
Of Tom Lawler?
No, not
You're not.
really.
You wasn't filthy enough for him, huh?
I wasn't dirty, nasty, or filthy enough for him. But I mean, he's okay. But I never could get into what he was supposed to be.
Yeah. I think it was just trying to transition from Loki being the champion, for 87 years or whatever.
Well, now Loki's out there knocking everybody out with one move, even if it doesn't look like something that should knock you out. He kicked this guy this weekend in the chest, and somehow that knocked him out.
Stopped his heart, huh?
Hell, killed him dead, I guess. But I mean, it made no sense.
Loki's a bad
I've been
dude.
kicked in the chest a bunch of times. I ain't never got knocked out from it.
Have you ever been kicked in the chest by Loki?
No, but I bet I could let him do it, and I bet I ain't going unconscious.
Been kicked by Justin Matthews in the back, and
I have to.
I'm pretty sure my heart skipped a beat. So I mean, I guess it's possible, but not as believable. I guess
was the one part I could do this. I get what they're trying to do, but I think they could do it a better way.
Yeah. Did you okay? Overall, what do you give it? Rank it.
Oh, well, then MJF and his team had fought the Dynasty in a ladder match.
How was that?
The ladder match was actually way better than I thought it was going to be.
So about right here.
I'd give that a thumbs up, honestly.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thumbs up.
Because they pulled the old MJF is scared of heights, and basically his partner wasn't exactly thrilled about going up there his damn self. At one point, they're making the girl that's coming out with them, they made her climb, and she's in high heels. So that was unique. I mean,
that's pretty fun for sure.
What's his name? Hammertoe?
Hammerstone.
Yeah, that's it. He come out at one point and interfered. And then the British Bulldog's son come out and he kind of counteracted.
That's
and
cool.
They went through it. He tried to power slam Hammerstone, whatever the hell his name is, through the table, and the table did not break. So he climbs up on the apron and gave him like a headbutt to finish off the table. But that table was like, no.
So we'll think about it, but not really.
No, we're not going to. But that was decent.
Cool. Did you watch any of, I know the G1 Climax, or at least parts of it are on Access TV. Did you catch any of that?
I've watched the very first show. That's the only one I've watched so far.
I watched some of it, of the first one, I think. Mm-hmm. And it had Zack Sabre Jr.
Yeah, versus
Lance Archer.
Lance, yeah.
Man, what a match.
Yeah, I like that one.
Phenomenal match, actually. Was it Zack Sabre Jr. or Will Ospreay? It was Will Ospreay.
Was it Will? Okay.
Yeah, Will Ospreay versus Lance Archer.
He beat him with a claw.
Yeah. Dude, that's such a good match.
Yeah.
Like, I hope they push Archer a little more. And if there is a Bullet Club left,
he's one of the biggest guys
like he should be
left
in it
right now.
Yeah.
I tell you, one guy make you want to turn the channel. No, not him.
Bad Luck Fale.
That's him.
I knew it too.
God, he's awful. I don't know who he knows in the back to keep his job, but man, is he terrible.
He might be the boss. Who knows?
He must be.
He must be the booker.
He must be something like these Southern guys that run promotions. That's how he keeps his job. But
yeah.
He is awful.
That's funny.
So I'm sorry if you ever saw me want to bitch slap me, but hey, brother, you suck. You know.
Well, he may not be the best wrestler, but he's pretty smart. You know, that time and like they did the show in like New York or somewhere or whatever.
Oh, the chop thing.
Yeah,
And all them idiots paying him money to chop him.
He sees an
That ain't-
opportunity, he takes it for
That
sure.
wasn't smart. That was just he found some morons who were willing to pay him money to hurt him.
So that was kind of funny though.
That's dumb.
I got mad respect for bad luck Fale for that.
Yeah, for the money part, that's awesome. I just don't want to watch him ever wrestle again.
No,
He's
It's pretty funny.
And then I'll tell you one match that was really good was Kenta versus what was it? What's his damn name?
No clue. That's all as far as I made it.
Kenta versus the Golden Lovers, not Omega, but his tag partner.
Yeah, Kota Ibushi.
Kota Ibushi, thank you. But man, you could tell like Kenta was back. He wasn't WWE 205 dive bullcrap. He was Kenta.
Yeah.
And boy, did the announcers talk about how for 5 years he's been doing what he didn't want to do. And they pushed that and pushed that and pushed
Yeah, I'm saying he
that.
can't. Like one of the things I saw where they did like the little, here's who's in it, here's why they're going to win or whatever. And he's like, I'm going to show you that I can wrestle or
Yes.
something like that. And I was like, yeah, I dig it.
And them two dudes, they hit 2 slaps at the beginning of the match. They about maybe 3-4 minutes in. He gets slapped by Kenta
Ibushi.
slaps Ibushi so hard, and then Ibushi turns around and throws one that literally sets him on his ass. And I'm like, oh my God. And that's how the whole match was.
A little stiff ski, huh?
Man, it was stiff as hell.
That's
So,
cool.
It was definitely a striker's match, but that's probably the match I enjoyed the best, honestly, just because it was good to see Kenta get to do what he can do.
Yep. Well, I don't know the results of this, but I do know that Cabana Man Dan from Great Southern 8 fame, he was in Chikara this weekend and wrestled at their baseball stadium show, and he wrestled Still Life with Apricots and Pears.
Sweet.
So I don't know if he took home some pears and some apricots, or if he got to flip flop chop the painting. So I don't know the results, but I just thought it was kind of cool that Cabana Man Dan was up there in Chikara. So very cool.
Flipping and flopping.
Flip flopping and flip flopping, and flip flopping and chopping.
I gotta ask you a question. I know you've had this scene. There's no way in hell you had Sterling, or the hell his name is.
Sterling.
Now he looks like Patrick from SpongeBob.
He's Sterling.
Sterling. I thought it was
Patrick.
it's like Patrick all up on his head.
See, he adopted Patrick is what happened.
I was like, what in the hell is going on?
Yeah, and see, Patrick just loves him so much, he just hangs out on his face.
On his face.
Yeah. So, Sterling debuted a new look at the Collision Course event in Collins, and just do a quick rundown of that event.
I didn't know he was at the show.
Yeah.
Was he all glittery?
He was shiny.
No.
Shiny.
Yep.
So if you know the Moana theme, the song from
Yep.
Moana, Shiny, that should be his music. I'm so shiny, gonna kick your honey.
I'll say that.
That should be Sterling's song. I'm gonna send it to him. So hey, all you Jim Sterling fans, go ahead and just send that song to him. I think he would get a joy out of it. So
Our
just
many Patrick memes.
so but yeah, first match we saw Team Battlezone defeat Team Ego. We had Colt Storm representing Battlezone, took on Wes Warren, and we got to see a little bad guy side out of Wes Warren, and
Wes has got a little bit of evil.
yeah, he's got a little mean streak, and he definitely brought it out. Super scary moment. Wes is a very dangerous person. Reminds me a lot of young Chris Benoit. I've said this in the past, but they were on the floor for a second, and Wes gave him a stall standing suplex onto the apron from the floor.
Sweet.
Like it was, I was like, oh, like it was scary, man. So
Yeah, better him than me.
yeah, no doubt. But Colt Storm picked up the victory and made it 1-0. Battlezone with the win. Then we got Ursa Major versus Riot. Ursa Major with Sterling debut the new look, and not as stiff ski of a match as you thought it would have been, but definitely the licks were in there. But I don't know if it got too much for Sterling. I don't know if it got too much for Ursa, or if it was just we're going to live to fight another day. But Ursa retreated to the back and made the score 2 battles on, 1 ego. I mean 0 ego.
So he just walked out on that.
Walked out. So about halfway through the match, like they're out there 6 or 7 minutes, and Riot hits like a big missile drop kick off the top rope, and Ursa goes down, rolls out, boom, gone.
Okay.
So I don't know if he just forgot where he was at after that, or you know, if he smelt fried chicken or something. I don't know. Donuts, and he went to look for them.
SpongeBob.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's what it was, you know. So maybe he went looking for a Krabby Patty. So I don't know what the deal was, but Ursa retreated. So that made the score 2-0. Then we got Monty Warbucks representing Ego, taking on Chris Black, the franchise of Battlezone, who is their heavyweight champion. And Monty had him beat. Chris had a manager. His name was Preston Bentley. And really good manager. He had blue hair and looked like a Smurf. Like if a Smurf was like a preppy kid who thought he was in a rock band, that would have been Preston Bentley. Okay. And I thought we were going to see Monty kill the Smurf, as the crowd was chanting "Kill the Smurf."
Sweet.
But there was a brass knuckles involved. Monty punched Chris with the brass knuckles. Went for the pin. 1, 2. Referee sees the brass knuckles on Monty's hand. You think a wily old veteran like Monty would have took those off and put them in his trunks, but no, he left them on his hand. Rookie mistake from a veteran, and Chris Black retained his title thanks to a DQ. So that made it 3-0 for Ego.
Wow.
Yep. Then we got Ray Fury defending his Styles Championship against Frankie Thomas. And probably the match of the night. It was phenomenal. And at one point of the match, Fury had Frankie down. Fury went up for the froggy elbow. Brittany Lynn, who is Frankie's manager, she climbed in the ring, got on top of Frankie to cover up the pin, the froggy elbow. Fury I think he thought long and hard about it, but the crowd was like, splash her anyway, so he did. And
hey, do what you gotta do.
Then once she kind of boom got it, like Fury was like, what do I do? The ref was trying to back Fury up because hit Brittany. He's trying to get Brittany out of the ring, and this gave Frankie time to recover and hit Fury with a super kick. 1, 2, almost 3. I mean, it was this close. We almost had a new Styles champion. Fury kicks out. Boom, boom, boom. Ends up, gets to hit Frankie with the froggy elbow anyway. So Brittany's attempt to save him did not work out. And still Styles champion, Ray Fury. So that made it 3-1. And then we get the main event. Ego Tag Team Champions, the Renegades of Funk, had an open challenge to any team from either Battlezone or Ego, because they basically are representing both. They are the Ego Tag Champions. Joey wrestles both places. Pharaoh is Battlezone. So they were almost the bridge between the two promotions.
Yeah, it's a weird conundrum.
Yeah, and got answered by the Smurf and a team called Bulletproof. And one of the members of Bulletproof, his name was Hannibal Jackson. First time I've ever saw him. Had a really good look to him. So may see him more in Ego. His partner's Ashton Spears and Preston Bentley, of course, their manager, represent the House of Bentley. So I guess Chris Black is part of that House of Bentley as well. I'm not really familiar with what goes on down at the Battlezone, but it was a solid match. The Pharaoh took a beating. Ashton Spears took a beating. But in the end, they hit like some pile driver, double team, like some crazy tag move, and defeated the Bulletproof. So I guess they was not Bulletproof. And after that, there was 2 fans sitting in the crowd who turned out not to be fans. Turned out to be the Widowmakers, who are the current Battlezone Tag Team Champions, and they attacked the Renegades of Funk. So overall, solid show. Solid event, but right now the score is 3 Battlezone, 2 Ego. So may have to be a another one of those to even out the score. So we shall see.
Sounds fair to me.
August 31st, Squared Circle Survival 2019, coming back to Pearl, Mississippi. Looking forward to that. Main event, we're gonna drop it right here. JD Jenkins defends his Pro Wrestling Ego Pride Championship against the Warhorse Jake Parnell.
Sweet.
So Jake's making the trip down from St. Louis. You've seen him all over Combat Zone Wrestling.
Getting his face
Just
ripped off.
everywhere. Yeah, you know, so he main evented one of the events in WrestleMania weekend, one of the independent events, the Powerbomb Pro TV Family Reunion Show. Jake Parnell was main event in that. Took on Gary J in a violent match.
Yeah,
but JD, he's going to put his pants. He's going to put his big boy pants on for this one because the Warhorse is violent. He's known to kill people with his double stomp. If you don't believe him, just look at his shirt. It says "Death by Double Stomp."
Yep.
So he's definitely going to be a handful for the full-time beast. So looking forward to that, August 31st, and in Pearl, Mississippi, Square Circle Survival.
Cool.
Going to do a gauntlet match this year. 6 men enter.
1 man leaves.
Yep. And going to basically hold the key to Ego for the Square Circle Survival medallion. It gives them the opportunity to change any match, any stipulation. They can, make it a title match, not a title match. They can make you retire. I mean, we've seen crazy things happen in the past.
Groups break up.
Yeah, the first year, Nightmare Jeremiah won it. He and the other members of Left Hand Path used it to break up the Boot Boys. Last year we saw JD Jenkins cash it in, kind of Money in the Bank style.
Yep.
Got the shot against O'Shea Edwards, defeated O'Shea Edwards for the Pride title in like 40 seconds. So this is a huge match in Ego, and really looking forward to it. We're going to leave the participants a mystery because we want you to be like 3, 2, 1, who comes out next? Yay, it's that person.
That guy.
But I will tell you, it's going to be a stacked event, and I'm looking forward to it. So August 31st, Pearl, Mississippi, Square Circle Survival 2019. Give a big shout out to our champion, JD Jenkins. He has his first MMA fight coming up at the early part of August.
Yeah,
so
a few weeks away.
Yes, down in Hattiesburg for Freak Show Productions. If you want to get tickets for that, just hit up JD Jenkins. He's got some tickets. He'll hook you up. And go out and support, your Pride champion. So it's a big fight for him, being the first fight. And looking forward to him coming into Ego with a 1-0 record.
A W, yeah.
Yep, awesome. So, hey guys, thanks for watching this episode of Ego on Break. Until next time,
Watch wrestling.
watch wrestling. Later.